Hi, Bashaud. Your defense seemed to improve a lot last year down the stretch. Do you see the same thing happening again this year?
Yes. Throughout the year, guys are really plug in different positions, trying to see what best attributes they bring to the team. And towards the end of the year, we really got it going. We really found the right ingredients to make this machine go.
Okay, our next question is Jake Malik. Go ahead, Jake.
Hey, Bashaud, how you doing?
How you doing?
So, obviously, you guys played Tampa a couple of weeks ago, back in Week 12, and you personally had yourself a nice game. You had an interception, 2 passes defended, and I know playing Tom Brady, that's got to be tough. This is the biggest stage, and I know it was different then. So, how do you prepare to play him again, and what do you do to try and emulate that game and have another nice game for yourself?
Man, we just got to hone in on ourselves. At this point in the season, everybody's identity is who they is. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers are who they is, and Kansas City Chiefs are who they are at this point in the season. We just got to go out there and really play to our maximum potential, our maximum ability, and really focus on and hone in on what we got to can control.
Next, we're going to Jeff Fedotin with Forbes. Go ahead, Jeff.
Bashaud, it seems like you have Tom Brady's number a little bit. The last 2 times you've played, you've got intercepted him. What's your secret?
Nah, it's really my teammates allowing me to make plays. You know what I mean? My coaches put me in the best position to really be able to perform. And my teammates doing what they're supposed to do to be able to allow me to do what I need to do for us to win those games. And you know what I mean? Tom Brady, he's an exceptional quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, it's an honor to have 2 interceptions against him in my career. But just got to hone in, man. I wouldn't say I have his number. Just got to go in and hone in on my technique and what I do. And I make the plays when he allowed me to make the plays.
Joshua Allen, Bucks Report. Go ahead, Joshua.
How are we doing, Bashaud?
How you doing?
Just wondering, obviously this Buccaneers team is, really loaded at the wide receiver position. What matchups and what aspects do each of these wide receivers present to you that is a different challenge for you, including how deep they are at all the positions?
Yeah, they got different game styles, so you know what I mean, and they line them up everywhere. So you, at some point in the game, you'll be lined up in front of all 4 of their top targets, and you just got to know what they bring to the game and respect it and do what you got to do to try to slow it down.
Diana Rossini, ESPN. Go ahead, Diana.
Hey, Bashaud. Thanks for talking to us.
How you doing, Ms. Diana?
Good. It's good to see you. I love watching your face right now when you're talking about Brady because it's competitive. Like, it's obvious you're not scared. You're not intimidated. I think you seem pretty darn open to this challenge. So
wow.
in terms of your preparation, you specifically, not what the rest of your defense is doing, have you been doing anything different in terms of what you've been watching, any film? Have you reached out to anybody else who's played against him to maybe get a little bit more info? Kind of take me there.
Yeah. I mean, as far as my preparation, man, you know what I mean? Like, I'm really focusing on his weapons. Brady's who he is. We know that, you know what I mean? I've really been to 11 Super Bowls in his career. He's been around a lot of ball. And if you can really understand his pieces and how he uses his pieces, then you'll be able to really compete against with Brady for 4 quarters.
Next up is Josh Dubow from the Associated Press. Josh.
Bashaud, it seems like each week it might be a little different the way the officials call the game and how much contact they allow from you guys in the secondary. How do you go about gauging what you guys are allowed to do and what they're going to let you get away with and what they're going to crack down on? Just
I mean, it's really hard to gauge. We know in the playoffs they let you play a little bit, but in the regular season now they really call a lot of calls. You know what I mean? Like you really got to focus in on really playing your man other than making contact with your guy. But in the playoffs, they normally let players play, be physical, both sides of the ball. But we just gotta try our best not to put our teams in critical moments with penalties.
Next up is a follow-up with John Howling, Sky Sports. Go ahead, John.
Hi, Bashaud. You guys spent a lot of the game against Buffalo with 4 safeties on the field. Is that something we can expect to see on Sunday?
I'm not sure, you know what I mean? But as far as I coach, you know what I'm saying? I coach like to put DBs on the field. We like to cover. As you know, it's a passing league. And a lot of teams try to use that to their advantage. And what's good about our defensive scheme and our coaches, they put a lot of players in different positions to get the same results sometimes. And it's been good for us. And our secondary got a lot of key guys that really contribute to this team. And we want to get them on the field.
This is Ben Spiegel with the New York Times. Ben?
Thanks. Brady has gone ahead and released the ball probably about as quick as he has over the course of his career, and obviously very quick this season. What kind of pressure does that put on the secondary?
We got to be sticky. First and foremost, at the beginning of the play, line of scrimmage. That's where we'll do most of our damage at the line of scrimmage as far as Brady and his rhythm scheme, quick game throws. That's the only thing that we can do. The back end is really going to have to allow our front seven to really get pressure and allow him to hold the ball.
We're going back to Diana Rossini at ESPN. Diana?
All right, so we're talking about Brady, obviously, but you mentioned his weapons, which is what you're worried about, right? Evans and Godwin. We know defending the deep shots are going to be difficult, but we know Tampa loves that 50-50 ball. So for you, what's your thought process when playing those balls downfield?
You got to play big boy ball, man. You know what I'm saying? He got some big targets, Mike Evans and 14 as well, Godwin. Those guys can really go attack the ball, and we got to do the same thing. We got to play the ball in the air. Brady like to put it up high up and let it come down. So, you know what I mean? Don't panic and play the ball.
Bashaud, we're going to Mike K with NewJersey.com. Mike? Mike, are you there?
Oh, sorry about that. Hey, Bashaud, how's it going?
How are you?
So the last couple of years, you've had to bet on yourself with one-year deals. Obviously been through a lot. When you reflect back on the last 2 years in Kansas City, how much have the last 2 years meant for you? And what's your outlook going into another offseason when you're coming off a one-year deal?
Man, it meant a lot. You know what I mean? I got to be around a winning culture. Good coaching staff, as well as players, you know what I mean? And I learned a lot in these times, you know what I mean? Even though I had my ups and downs, I learned through myself that I can really, I can overcome anything. If I just put my mind to it and stay fresh with the right people around me. And I feel like Kansas City was the right place for me. And as we can see these past 2 years, you know what I mean? We did some marvelous things. And I feel like they helped me grow as a person, as a player.
Jeff Fedotin with Forbes. Go ahead, Jeff.
Bashaud, a two-part question. First of all, there's Brady interceptions the last 2 games. Did you get to keep the footballs or the game balls? And so what did you do with them? And also tell us a little bit about, you got into tennis this year. If you can talk about that as well.
Yeah, man. I mean, as far as the Brady balls, you know what I mean? Every player wanted those. The Hall of Fame quarterbacks, him, the Drew Brees, and those. So, you know what I mean? I got those put up for my souvenirs. And it was a great accomplishment. So I had to keep those balls. As far as the tennis aspect, you know what I mean? During my time off from football in the beginning of the season, I picked up football. It kind of helped me with my hand-eye coordination, you know what I mean? Different movements of the hips. And it was just a dope experience to really learn something new.
Okay, we're going to Gerardo Lopez from Cultura Sports. Gerardo?
Hey, Bashaud, and congratulations. Can you talk about the disadvantages and or advantages, and then the miss things that you won't have by flying in the day before the big game.
Can you repeat that question? No.
Yeah, can just advantages of flying in the day before the big game, and then the things that you might miss.
I really won't say we miss anything, because if we were down in Tampa for this week, you get the media, you get the energy around the folks of the Super Bowl, but you really all the other things, the activities that's going around, we really don't have no parts in. Really come down for business. So really allowing us to come the day before the game, you know what I mean, it's really gonna keep a lot of people from being distracted and really can focus on the game. So there really won't be no mismatch between the teams. Everybody on equal playing fields, and we just go at it. Best man wins.
Next up is Courtney Smith. Go ahead, Courtney.
Hey, how are you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing well. Just a quick question. So I know, this past summer we had our Black Lives Matter movement. There was a lot of music that came out this summer going towards that movement. But, all through history, there have always been protest songs. Is there any song or any, artist that really motivates you when it comes to social justice that you really look to, that you and your teammates, listen to when y'all were going down to the protests or anything like that?
I mean, it was the bigger picture by Lil Baby was a song during that time that really gravitated upon me. But as far as the Black Lives Matter movement, I'm glad to see the people come together and as one, as we should have been doing. But it's a time that's here now, and time has come, and I like how we went about it.
For sure. Happy Black History Month, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next up is Jason Fleming from the Florida Sun. Go ahead, Jason.
Sir, Mr. Breeland.
Good morning, how are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. You mentioned earlier that Evans and Godwin, the dynamic duo, are a bit of a problem for the Kansas City Chiefs, but you already played this team. Antonio Brown, third wide receiver. Is there a special package or plan to slow down this three wide receiver set? And what's the relationship between you and Matthew?
That's my brother, man. Matthew, he's a good guy. He's a leader of this team. When we both decided to come here, I felt like it was a start of something special with Kansas City defense, secondary as well. To bring that, the type of guy he is here, and to make sure with everybody that we have in the back end as well, it was a glorious moment, glorious thing. And as far as the duo I feel like it's a great matchup for us. As far as their style of play and our style of play, I feel like it'll be a dope matchup. We're excited and can't wait to go out there Sunday and compete. They got three guys who are elite at their position. Veteran and Antonio Brown. Godwin and Mike Evans, those guys are big time players and really can take over a game at any moment. And it's going to be fun for us to show them that they can.
Next question is Sam Mellinger. Sam, go ahead.
Hey, Bashaud. You were asked a few times about your success against Brady. You've been gracious and, talking about the team effort part of that. And there's something to that, right? With Steve Spagnuolo's history with this guy. Is there something when you watch tape that you guys do or are able to do against his teams that maybe some other teams struggle with?
No, we just press. A lot of teams press, but they don't really press the type of style that we do. So I really feel like that's one aspect that really can help us slow down this passing attack. We're Brady and them. We're using our size to go against their size and speed. And I think it's going to be a great turnaround. I think it's going to be a great fought battle.
Leo Gomez, you are next up. Leo, go ahead.
Good morning. I had a question. Wanted to talk to you about your coach, Sam Madison. Obviously, he's played in a Super Bowl against the great Tom Brady. Two-part question. What kind of things have you drawn from Sam? And can you just talk about him as a coach, him coming there last couple of years you've worked under him?
Man, Sam's a great coach, man. You know what I'm saying? Even better person. You know what I mean? He show you they really care about you as a player, not only as a player but as a person. You know what I mean? Like, and the things he did and seen in his time frame of football, his career, he tried to give us as much bits and pieces of his game and his style to incorporate into ours. And it's been great being here the past 2 years. Really working with Sam Madison, him and Coach Mayer. That dynamic duo, coaching duo, as far as the DBs for us, you know what I mean, the tips and the gadgets that they give us to really be honed in on our technique and the aspect and preparation of the game is marvelous.
Okay, we're going to Austin at Fully Loaded Podcast. Austin.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing, my guy?
Good. Hey, so the task is trying to cover Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronkowski, Cameron Brate. What is your ultimate goal in mind, or how do you guys have the ability to cover all those lethal weapons on the other side of the ball?
I just feel like they got lethal weapons just as well as we got lethal weapons. We have a lot of young, underrated lethal weapons in our defensive unit, and I feel like it's a good matchup of what they got going on over there. And we just can't wait to the game. We just waiting until we can unleash what we energy that built up all week. You know what I'm saying? That's a good group over there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm confident in our group and our unit, our front seven, as well as our back end and our offense as well. And I'm just ready to get to the game and finally prove to the world that we one of the best teams in the National Football League.
Bashaud, next up is Colin Cronin from the Irish NFL Show. Colin?
Hi, how's it going? Greetings from this side of the Atlantic, and congrats on making back-to-back Super Bowls. Just interested in the bounce back ability of this team. I mean, such resilience. I mean, down in the Super Bowl last year in the fourth quarter comeback, the Bills make this big play. You think their tails are going to be up. You guys come back. Can you talk about the resiliency of this team?
Yeah, I mean, from the past two years, you can see that this team never really get down. We face adversity and we stick together and get through it. But if you look at this team individually, like we have a lot of players that really are comeback players. You know what I mean? Like they've been through a lot. That really got their chance again to really come and recreate a name for themselves, or you know what I'm saying, rejuvenate their careers and you can see why the team has the success that it has because of those type of players that they have around each other.
Okay, next up is Kellis Robinette from Kansas. Kellis, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to know, after being in the Super Bowl last year, how much different or similar does it feel to go back this year? I feel like it's a different feeling, different approach, but how would you sum it up?
It really is a different feeling. Last year, you can say we had a dream and we was hoping to get to the Super Bowl and we did it. This year, you can really see that we knew we was gonna be here. It wasn't like oh, we trying to make it back to back. It's like every guy in here knew what it took, that knew what it takes, and was willing to do what we had to do to make this feeling come back again. So throughout the whole year, we knew we would be at this point. At this late in the year.
Next up is Angel Wells from NABG Sports. Angel, go ahead.
Good morning, Bashaud. Who or what is one thing that has kept you going throughout your professional career leading up to this moment?
I would say my kids. They motivate me to go. My high school coach, he keep me sane and mentally right to describe this journey, and those two things that really motivate me and keep me inspired to keep going.
This is Therese Paylor from Yahoo Sports. Go ahead, Therese.
Hey, Bashaud, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. Hey, I got a quick follow-up to this, but I've noticed the last couple of years in the playoffs, you have shown a tendency to really elevate your play. Like, you really play well in the playoffs. A, how do you go to that place? And B, like, do you take pride in your playoff resume here?
Yeah, I do. I was saying, it's like people remember football at the end of the year, and during the time like my career, this is my first time really being in the playoffs and really going deep into the playoffs. Well, the second time I go around, made it in Washington, lost in the first round. But this is the time when you really want to make a name for yourself. People really gonna know you for this whole off season. You want to leave something in their mouth that they're gonna talk good about you. So going into free agency or going to the next year, you know what I'm saying? You coming in with a nice size ego enough to, you know what I'm saying, to be the player that you are. And me being through what I've been through, it allowed me to do just that.
I actually want to talk a little bit about that, so I'll need another follow-up here. But I can only imagine that the way the last free agency period played out has motivated you this season.
Oh,
Am I right for thinking that, man?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And also, what is it about Spags' scheme that has allowed you guys to really bring the heat? But the way you marry the pressure with the sticky man coverage is kind of unique. Just like, why is this working so well? Because the Bills' passing game was really potent, but you guys were all over it.
I mean, Spags, he do a good job of really knowing what his players are good at. So he know that we're good at press coverage, and then that's all timing. You know what I'm saying? And if we can send the blitz and the pressure as well to make him throw it just that much faster, maybe our guys can get hands on the ball. You know what I mean? It's really an aggressive defense, allow us to really be able to make plays. You just gotta hone in on your technique and do what your assignment tell you to do.
Okay, next up is Susie Colbert with ESPN. Go ahead, Susie.
Hey there. Just on that same thing on Spags, can you give an example, or what have you seen from him on just, will be so key in this game, the in-game adjustments, how he plays off that game plan but makes those key adjustments in-game?
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? This is a copycat league. Most teams offense are very similar, and there's a lot of things that they do well are similar to another. So the way our defense is designed, it starts a lot of things that a lot of teams does. And the way Coach Spag prepare us guys, I mean, it's been a beautiful thing to watch to see how it all unfold when we put it together. But his coaching methods, who he is as a person, motivate guys and make guys want to play for him. You know what I mean? So we want to go out there and really compete and do well for him.
Susie, did you have another question? Okay, next up is Raphael Haynes from the 3-Point Conversion. Raphael, go ahead.
No problem. Raphael from the 3-Point Conversion. Man, first of all, congrats. I know you're excited. When you look at this defense and compare it to the offense, you know, the offense gets a lot of praise. But with this defense, y'all have talent on every position. I mean, from linebacker, front line, DBs. What is it about this defense that make you all so tough?
Because we gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's like this. We got things within ourselves that goes within ourselves that we really trying to overcome and beat. You know what I mean? Like the narrative of this team for one. You know what I mean? Like we got a electrifying offense. You know what I'm saying? But we want our defense to get credit like that as well. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of players who are underrated at their position, who want to get credit for what they does and how we come along and bring it together. You know what I mean? It's never no animosity between none of the players here. We all want everybody to succeed, and we all bring out the competitive nature toward each other because we compete against each other as well as we competing against teams on the outskirt. And I think that recipe right there really allow us to really become what we became.
Bashaud, this is Mark Topkin with the Tampa Bay Times. Go ahead, Mark.
Hey, Bashaud, along those same lines, the Bucs receivers have a reputation as being really good. Obviously, Evans, Godwin, Brown, Scotty Miller's fastest guy in football, apparently. Gronkowski, Brady. I mean, how big a challenge are those guys? Are you guys intimidated by that group at all?
Nah, we see that every day. We see that style of offense every day. You know what I'm saying? Kansas City got the same type of players at every position, as well as they got. You know what I mean? So that's why it's more so exciting for us to really get out there and really get the game on the road. You know what I mean? Because they're a good team, we're a good team. You know what I mean? Like ain't really much we can say about each other up until this point to get us ready for this game. I know just as well as they are ready to get out there and compete, we are as well. And just ready to get going.
James Palmer with the NFL Network. Go ahead, James.
Bashaud, with those receivers, is there anybody in particular you want to line up to more? You get more hype? Is it AB? Is it Godwin? Is it Evans?
Man, it's all of them. You know what I'm saying? Either way you go, you know what I'm saying? You up. And those guys can really get the ball at any given moment. You know what I mean? So it's like not per se one that I want to go against the whole night, but I want all of them. You know what I'm saying? I want a chance to showcase my talent against all of them because they different type of receivers.
What about Mike in the red zone and what he brings in the talented in the red zone?
No, he's a big body. You know what I mean? Like in the red zone, Tom Brady gonna throw it up and let him use his size to get you. So we're gonna have to put our big boy britches on and really get ready to play do some boxing out, man. We gotta box him out, be between him and that ball and attack the ball when you can.
Next up is Harold Koontz. Harold, go ahead.
Hey, Bashaud, hope you're doing well, man.
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good, man. I know we're doing this for the Lincoln Prep Tigers, for sure, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, quite a fun question for you. Le'Veon Bell, he's been involved in the hip-hop game for a little bit. I know you have too. He said he's working on an album. He said it's already done. One, were you part of this already done album? But if not, two, would you be working on an album too if you guys win the Super Bowl back-to-back?
As far as being on the album now, I'm not I'm not on the album. I mean, I got music that I've been working on. You know what I mean? As far as the album or putting anything out, I can't say that I'm ready to do as such. When this game over, man, you know what I mean? All season is wide open, man. Never know what would happen.
Next up is Jaron May with WJPZ. Jaron, go ahead.
Hey, Bashaud. So back when you were at Clemson, you played at Syracuse. So I want to take you back to that game with Syracuse. What kind of memories do you have from that game specifically, and where would you rank the Carrier Dome in places that you've been able to play at in terms of loudness and just overall coolness?
Yeah, that stadium remind me of Detroit Lions stadium. But that was a fun game. You know what I mean? Like we was clicking on all cylinders. Offense was going, defense was going. You know what I mean? Like it was a good game, bro. Quarterbacks were trying to outshine each other, and so happily our defense really answered the notch to get us the win.
Okay, we have one more question for you, Bashaud, and this is going to Tyler Comas. Tyler, go ahead.
Hey, what's going on, Bashaud?
How you doing?
Good, man. How are you? Are there any rumblings inside the locker room about a potential dynasty forming? I know you still got this game ahead of you, but
I'm saying I feel like the rumbling of a dynasty forming started when everybody decided to come together here last year. The year before by them just missing the win in the AFC Championship the previous year before we got here, you can already see it was forming. Me on outside looking in, I was saying it was a dynasty forming. You know what I mean? But now, like, we just honing in. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not really focused on really like, oh, we the dynasty, this and third. We're just trying to rack up as many wins, as many Super Bowls as we can. You know what I mean? Like, and enjoying the game while we do it.
Bashaud, this is Zach. Thank you for your time. We very much appreciate it, and good luck in the Super Bowl on Sunday, okay?
Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.